successful grant writer, Superior Shelby. Sorry I'm a little late, okay? I was clearly in the middle of eating some good pepper soup and rice, okay? This is my lunch because I've had a busy day so far, okay? It may be morning for you, but it is the afternoon for me. It is currently 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so I had to make sure that I get some eats in. So how are you guys doing? Thanks so much for joining. That was my last bite, friend, okay? With my last bite. Okay. How are you guys doing? How's everything? How is life? How is your Wednesday going? We are in the middle of the week, and I pray that you are being very productive. Are you? Well, yesterday we had a really good live stream yesterday. First off, do my spiel. Thank you so much for joining. If you are watching this live stream after I have already recorded it, shout out to you, friend. Thank you so much for clicking on the video. This means that you are looking for ways on how to start making boss moves. Okay, so shout out to you. And thank you so much for joining, right? And so make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and turn on push notifications so you won't miss any time I'm going live. All right, so make sure you like the live stream as you're coming in for all of my live streamers, for all my friends that's joining me. Okay, so we have so much good stuff to talk about today. So let's get into it. Yesterday, we had a really good live stream. I went over grant search for beginners. I usually do that a few times throughout the week because I want us to have the ability to ask any questions. I want to search for grants for you, things like that. So I asked you guys, I said, considering we had such a really good live stream last week and we talked about the 7 steps to how to take your idea from out of your head and actually bring it to reality. I asked you all yesterday if you are willing and if you wanted me to do a live stream on goal setting. So this live stream is specifically about how to start making some boss moves, okay? 7 steps to setting real goals and actually achieving it. And that's what we're talking about. So yes, I have my slides. Okay, and sorry I couldn't come on here at my usual time, which is 9 a.m. Eastern time. I had a really great consultation with some business owners who are looking to go for grants, and I'm so happy that I was able to help them and educate them on some different funding options that they have. Hello, ladies. If you're watching, thanks so much for booking a consultation with me. We had some good fun, and I'm fully transparent and honest with all of my clients or potential clients, so I really do appreciate them. So let's get right into how you can start making boss moves and stop, scaring yourself away out of a successful business. You know what I mean? All right. So yes, I have my slides. Let's get into it. And I'm not going to take up much of your time today. Okay. I usually say that, right? Okay. So these slides are going to be quite big, but they're big enough for you and I to read. And we are going to be going over all this stuff. Okay. So let's get into it. All right. So 7 boss moves. Boss moves only 7 steps to set real goals and actually hitting them. So that's what we're talking about today. You guys can visit my website, superchargemybusiness.com. Okay. So the first step is defining the real goal and not the fantasy. Okay. So a lot of you all, you have a really great idea. And you're stuck in fantasy mode, and we need to actually create real goals. Yesterday, I asked you all in the live stream, I said, how much money do you want to make? And some of y'all was like $1 million. Of course, I get that answer all the time when I ask my clients that, even in consultations. How much money do you want to make from your business? You all jump straight to that number, that magic number, $1 million. The question actually is not how much money do you want to make. That's actually the wrong first question you want to ask yourself. You actually need to start thinking like, what can you realistically earn in 30 to 60 or 90 days with your current offer, effort, and time. So what I mean by that is, in our last live stream, when we were going over the 7 steps to bring your idea to reality, well, we actually talked about different business models, right? So you from that last live stream, you should be at this point to where you're actually going to, you already know what your current offer is. You already know what the efforts it takes and the time it takes for you to develop that product or to provide that service. So we've already went over those like how to set up your business and business workflows. We went over that in the last live stream. Okay. So also, have you made $500 from your business yet? If not, you're not ready to aim for $1 million. So for those of you who are saying in my consultations, I know you might be kidding, but in all reality, I'm asking the question in seriousness so I can find the best strategy and the best ways that I can help you. But if you are saying, oh, I want to make $1 million from my business, when I ask you that question, like, have you thought about how much, like, what your income goal is? When I ask you that question, I'm asking for an actual realistic answer. Okay. So you need to start thinking realistically. How much can you earn in 30 days, 60 days, and 90 days? Okay. You don't scale fantasies, you scale proof. In the last live stream, when we went over the 7 steps to bring your idea to reality, we talked about how you're not selling a product and service, you're actually selling results. So you don't scale fantasies, you scale proof. If you say you want to start the business, then this is where it gets real triggering when I say this, but I'm being completely honest with you, okay? You have to be honest with yourself and ask yourself, do I simply just like the idea of me saying that I want to start this business? Do I actually like the idea and the fantasy behind me dreaming about starting this business and what that looks like? Am I actually in love with the fantasy versus actually being in love with developing the business and love and trusting the entire process? You got to be honest with yourself about that. You don't scale fantasies, boo. You scale proof. Okay? Got it? Okay, cool. So number 2, reverse engineer that number. So whatever your number is, right? Your goal is how much money that you can make. Because in this last slide, we said how much. Realistically, start thinking about what you can realistically earn in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days with your current offer, effort, and time. Okay, so let's say your real goal, let's say your realistic goal is $1,500 a month. Break that down into weekly and daily numbers. That's what you want to do. So if you want to make $1,500 a month, then your goal is to make $375 a week or $53 a day. Friend, when you break the number down, it becomes so much easier for you to be able to reach that goal. Breaking the number down really makes you feel like, okay, I can actually make $53 a day. And then you start thinking, how many clients do I have to get to make $53 a day? When you break it down like that, it looks so much like reachable, right? Your goals become reachable versus it being like, oh, okay, I want to make $10,000 a month, but you're not breaking that down. So break it down, all right? Break it down. Reverse engineer. Okay, so you have, it says, ask who can I sell to, how often, and to who. What actions must I do daily to hit that number? So is it posting 2 times a day? Is it pitching to 3 people that you physically see? Or is it sending 5 emails? Here's the boss equation. Clarity on small goals gives you control over big results. This is so true. Clarity on small goals gives you control over big results. If you know for a fact that you need to make $53 a day, then guess what, friend? Clarity on small goals will allow you to be able to reach those big results. $53 a day. Now you're hitting $1,500 a month. And then once you've mastered that, then you can start upping the goal. You know what I mean? But you got to start somewhere. All right, so let's go to the third slide. Step number 3. Okay, so step number 3, audit your time and your excuses. Now, friend, this one is gonna get real serious. Okay, friend, let's get real serious here. Okay, friend. You say I don't have time, but you scrolling on TikTok for 3 hours. What is this? I don't have time. What do you mean? Help me out. You say I need money first, but you done spent $15 a day on lunch, $10 a day at Starbucks. You say I can't start now, but you are actually waiting on perfect when consistent actually works better. This is some of y'all. Oh, I don't have time, but you scrolling on TikTok for 3 hours. What you mean you don't have time? I need money first. I need a loan first. I need funding first to be able to start my business. But you bought $15 lunches every day at work. You got to sacrifice somewhere. Them $15 lunches, that could be $15 you put into your business bank account, developing a business banking relationship so that way you'll be able to have funding opportunities. I can't start now. That's because you're waiting on perfect. You trying to be perfect, and you need to understand that it is the consistency that's key. Experience is the best teacher with this situation. So you have to start somewhere. So for those of you who have been saying, oh, I need money. Sacrifices have to be made. Welcome to entrepreneurship. Time, sacrificing in time, sacrificing in money, and finding creative ways for you to be able to have funding opportunities. In my consultation today, I was talking with the 2 beautiful ladies, right? And they are starting their own post-op care service, and super awesome. I think it's amazing. They're both nurses, and they're doing well for themselves, very well educated. And they were saying to me like, hey, we've hired multiple grant writers, and the challenge that we've been having is that there's not a lot of grants available for us. So I gave them my spiel, right, about what I can do to help them out, and the strategy I would take to helping them get, a grant or find more opportunities. But I also told them a little bit, gave them another option, right? And I wanted them to start thinking about creative ways to get funding. So I asked them, I said, well, have you started, putting some money aside into your business bank account since you want to start this business, and you've been going for business loans and you've been going for grants, but the banks are not giving you any approvals because, you're not building a banking relationship. You haven't shown that you have made any money, and making money, right? When they say, well, we don't see that you've been earning any income, or your business isn't generating money. Making money as far as in the bank term is, are you depositing money? Is there actual deposits going into this bank account? Keep in mind that when you use the bank account, you're building a banking relationship simply, and they're making money off of you simply with you using the actual bank account. So are you actually making money? But in other terms, are you putting money aside into the business bank account? That's being resourceful. I gave you guys this, and I gave this example of what you can do to my clients earlier. And I said, the money that you all make, you can actually pay yourself through your business bank account. You can send your checks that you get paid from the hospital from being nurses. You can put it into your direct deposit it to your business bank account, right? And then from your business bank account, you can pay yourself payroll, which means now you're using the bank's payroll system, which allows you to build a banking relationship with them. Of course, if you go into that same bank that you have a business bank account with that has no money in it, they're not going to give you a business loan, because when they review your information, it's like Have you built a relationship? You're not even building a relationship with us. We're not making money off of you, but you coming in here asking us for money. This makes no sense. When you say I need money first, some of y'all are not even going for the opportunity. You just simply collected information just to feed your fantasy and the idea of you starting a business. I got a message the other day, a text message, and a person was like, "Oh, I need funding for my startup business." I said, "Okay, so what are the funding opportunities did you actually take? Like, what funding opportunities did you actually go for?" That person said, "Oh, I actually didn't go for any." So, how if you say you need it, help me understand this mindset and this logic, friend. If you say you need the money and you are in a state of I aggressively need this money for my startup, then I need to understand why aren't you going for it. Experience is the best teacher. You just simply need to submit the application and see what you can get, and then the response that you get, then ask questions. A closed mouth don't get fed, so you won't know why they denied you if you don't go back and ask. Okay, so you're saying I need money first, but do you really? Are you just feeding the fantasy? Audit your time and your excuses, because that's exactly what they are. Boss Mirror Talk. Stop working for bills only. Build the business that will pay your bills consistently. What I mean by that is a lot of y'all say, "Oh, well, I need funding because I got bills to pay, so I need a business loan so that way I can put this money towards building my business." When you say that in our consultations, and when you say that in on the live stream, and when you say that as an excuse, or it's not even as an excuse, right? When you say that, it doesn't show that you're resourceful, and it actually shows that you are a high risk lender, or lender or lendy, right? Because if I was a business bank, right? If I was a bank and you came to me, you asked me for $100,000 to open up your business or your food truck or whatever case may be, and you tell me the reasons for why your business bank account doesn't have money, or you haven't been putting any money aside or saving simply because you are actually in debt, or you actually have bills you have to pay. So essentially that's you being in debt every month. So at the end of the month, you don't have any money to be able to put the money aside into your bank account so you can start saving. If you tell me that, then I'm going to look at you as high risk, simply because that's going to give me an understanding of you most likely won't be able to pay back this loan according to the terms that I'm looking for. Because once I give you this 100K, you got 30 days to start paying me. And 30 days is not enough for you to be able to start generating income from your business. Hey, everybody, welcome in. Hey, 88. Hey, Matthew. Matthew said hard to do both. Um, learn, learn. I think you're saying learn, live, and seek funding. You understand? So if you tell me that, oh, the reason, like, I have bills, listen, you have to switch that mindset, because the whole purpose of you auditing your time, the whole purpose of you making these sacrifices, the whole purpose of you of pushing yourself and making the sacrifice of putting small, even if it's $10, but something small in your business bank account to start saving towards your tools and supplies and equipment and your marketing strategy or whatever have you, is so that way you can leave your job that is only paying you enough to pay your bills. Actually, probably not even paying you enough to pay your bills. You gotta have a better relationship with money and how you do it. Okay. This is not that. Entrepreneurship is not that. Entrepreneurship is a financial freedom road, and it takes sacrifices for you to get there. If you go to a grant funder, a loan officer, and you tell them, "Oh, the reason why I don't have money in my business bank account and I haven't been able to save money is simply because the money that I make from my current job that I work a 9 to 5 at is only towards paying my bills." Denied. Denial. Denial, because that is the number one thing you don't want to say, because guess what? They are going to think that you are high risk. In most cases, you're going to take this loan, you're not going to be able to pay it back starting in 30 days. So you have to change the way that you think when you want to start a business. Or you can stay in la la land and just be in love with the fantasy, but don't waste nobody's time, and don't waste your time and money booking all these consultations, spending time scrolling on and sitting on these live streams. Don't waste your own time. Keep it pushing and just keep on dreaming and keep waking up to your reality that you got to clock in. But I'm not judging you at all. But it's, you know what I mean? Like, audit your time and your excuses if you want to really get to this. I don't have time. When you say I don't have time, but you scrolling on, you've done 3 hours on TikTok just scrolling, and on Instagram, watching the Nicki Minaj and SZA beef, watching the latest podcast with Carmelo Anthony and Cat Williams. Yeah, you sat there for a whole hour and 29 minutes and watched that thing. But you don't have time. Not free. Come on now. We got to stop with the excuses. All right. So let's get to slide number 3. Step number 4. Sorry. Step number 4. Create a workflow. We talked about this in our last 7 steps to bringing your idea to reality. Create a 3-part workflow. So this is different because in this conversation, we're talking about 7 steps to setting real goals and actually like reaching them. You understand? So 3-part workflow. You have outreach, offer, and content. So outreach would be, who are you talking to today? Back in the days, okay? Back in the days, we used to do cold calling. All right, you can buy a leads list, LEADS, a leads list, and you can start cold calling people. And these days of all the social media, you could just simply get on LinkedIn and just not just reach out to people, reach out to your potential prospects and clients. Offer, what are you selling today? Content, what are you posting today? In this digital age, you have to have a social media channel and you need to be posting something. And nothing general like what you see here. It needs to be something that's very eye-catching. You know what I mean? Put some effort into your content and have fun with it, because content is not supposed to feel like a job. It's actually supposed to be a fun thing, okay? It's a fun step to your business that allows you to be creative in the way that you market your services and products, okay? Confused business owners don't execute, don't, what did I put here? I'm sorry, y'all comments is in the way, so now I gotta move stuff around. Let me move stuff around. What does it say? Confused business owners don't, hold on, let me move y'all out of the way. Don't execute, organized ones do. Okay, confused business owners don't execute, organized ones do, and that's true. Okay. Hey everybody. All right, so Matthew says, how do you know your services or service products ideas are enough? I think confidence would help pour more into. So I think what you're saying is, how do you know if your services and products are enough? So for you, okay. Hey Jonice, thank you so much. I'm here for you, of course. All right. So I think for what you are saying is pretty much, how do you know that your services and products is is enough? You know that they are enough, and this is all with you. Confidence definitely is key with this. You know, you have to build confidence, and you have to be strong and stand behind your business idea and knowing that it is going to work regardless. And if you do the numbers and you calculate your offer properly, right, it's all based on your goals. And also, to reassure yourself, you have to do what's called market research. If you are doing a plumbing service and you are offering a solution, some sort of solution that you can pour down your toilet and pour down your sink, that will clean up everything, you know, it will, like, it has like an acid base or whatever the case may be, right? then what you need to do is you need to see if that type of product and if your services are already in the market. Of course, we have plumbers. So in your local area, you need to see what is the average cost for this particular product. Then also you need to figure out how much does it cost you to develop the product. And then you'll be able to calculate based on how much it costs you to create this product, and also based on how much everybody else is selling this particular product. Then what I can do is I can sell it at an affordable price, more affordable price, or I could sell it at the same price or a little bit more. But I'm selling, we said this in the first slide, I'm selling results. So what I am selling is that my product is more durable. My product will, instead of, if you pour this solution down the sink, you don't have to pour behind it hot water, or you don't have to wait 30 minutes before you can use your sink again. Matter of fact, you can use your sink instantly because it's an instant solution. You understand? So you are selling the results. Then once you have that key offer of what that number is, let's say each product solution is going to cost you $15 a bottle, right? Then you need to figure out, what is my goal? How much money do I want to make? If you as a starting business, if you want to make $1,500 a month within your first 30 days, then that is $53 a day. So if it is $15, you do the math. How many of these things do you have to sell in order for you to reach $53 a day? How are you? And then that brings us to our last slide. Walk along the steps with me. Then that brings me to our last slide, which was the workflow. What is going to be your outreach? How are you going to get this client? Is that going to be Facebook groups? Where Facebook groups in your particular area, where if you live, let's say in, I don't know, Sunny Isles, Florida, which is essentially Miami, but you live on Sunny Isles, all right? And you join their Facebook group and you join the community, then you can reach out to those people. Hey, anybody have y'all been having any plumbing issues? I have this new solution. This is what it is. You understand? But the confidence has to be within you. A lot of us entrepreneurs, we really born entrepreneurs. Like, it was built in us. But for the ones where it wasn't built in you, then it is going to be the numbers, and it is going to be the offer, and it is going to be the research and the time and the effort that you have to put in to help you develop that confidence. Don't come selling me a solution or a product or a service and you lack the confidence, because then I'm going to be scared to shop with you. If you come and tell me, oh, yeah, I have this face cream or whatever, and I think it might work, and I start asking you questions like, okay, so what's in it? And you're just like, oh, it's just it has this, but it's not really. If you lack the confidence, you think I'm gonna shop with you? No, I'm not. Here, can you take this? Sorry. Thank you. No, because I'm afraid you're trying to sell me a face cream, but you're not even confident in what the ingredients are and the reasons for why I should actually spend $35 on your face cream. If I ask you a question, what makes your face cream different from Clinique or the face cream I can buy in St. Ives or Dove, Aveeno? If you say, well, I mean, we not like none of those big products, but we do have this and some of the same things that's inside it. If you say that, I'm not shopping with you, because I'm going to feel like, okay, I could just go buy an Aveeno product. And if you have the mindset of, oh, well, you're not supporting a small business, that mindset is actually limiting you. Because if you feel like the client that you are speaking to, if you get upset with them because they don't want to shop with you, because you don't have your pitch together, because you don't have the confidence to sell to them, and so your response is, oh, well, you don't support small businesses, you don't support Black-owned businesses. If that is your response, easily somebody will get on social media real quick and say, oh, this person is is making me feel trying to pressure me into buying their products, and I really don't understand because they couldn't even clearly tell me what's like the identifiers and the key pointers of this product. Easily you a viral post. Easily business is going to be harder for you. Don't do that. Just like how it's hard for you to make $1 right now, it's hard for people to spend $1 as well. So you have to really explain the key the key results and the factors about your business idea and why we should shop with you. And you have to have the confidence in saying that. Come with a smile. Them people back in the day, they was able to sell all those vacuums by them going door to door and all those vacuums, carpet solutions and stuff simply because, and especially the Mary Kay ladies and the Avon ladies. Y'all remember them? The Mary Kay people that had the pink Cadillac trucks. Y'all remember them? They was making so much money because they came with a smile and they came with confidence. Sell the result. That's all you got to focus on. And don't allow yourself to go into this dark side or into like this deep hole, let's say, of is it going to work, is it not going to work? Like, no, bro, like if God gave you the idea, it's going to work. You just need to start executing on it. Okay. All right, so which brings me to building a simple execution plan. Step 4. All right. Step 4 is building a simple execution plan. So create, like I said, creating a 3-part workflow, which is what we just went over: outreach, offer, and content. Okay. I hope y'all screenshotted this. We're going to move on to the next one because I just went over this. Okay. Step number 5. Identify your productivity killers. This is a big one for y'all. Productivity killers. All right. Call out the real reasons why you are not productive. It's because you are overthinking. No accountability partner. You're addicted to being busy but not effective. Ooh, that last one is a lot. Like a lot of y'all are in that. Oh, that last one is serious. A lot of people be doing busy work. Y'all ever work with that one coworker? Y'all ever work with that one coworker where that person, like, y'all know exactly what y'all supposed to be doing, but that person just look like they being busy, but they just doing stuff. You know what I mean? They just but they not being productive. We in here and we work for Five Guys and we supposed to be flipping burgers and making some good fried Idaho potatoes, and you ain't dropped not one fry on the line. Instead, you just been around here just cleaning it all around and making yourself look busy and coming in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out the back door, taking 17 smoke breaks. Just looking like you busy on the clock. But you ain't being effective. I done dropped these fries 10 times. I'm doing your job, flipping burgers, making the burger, and taking the front order. You understand? You have people out here that's really like that, where you are just being busy. You're in love. You are in love with busy work, but ain't nothing that you doing, friend, is productive. You ain't making. It's like, that's like running your car engine. Just using the gas, using the engine, just running the engine, but the car ain't going nowhere. The car ain't going nowhere. There's a lot of people out here that like to be busy, but they are not being effective and they're not being productive. So you got to identify what your productivity killers are, friend. All right? You have to identify that. If you're addicted to being busy and not being effective, it's time for you to cut it out. You got to be real with yourself, because the first half of the year is already gone. The first half of the year is already gone. We're in the second half of the year. We getting closer to the end zone. And if you allow yourself to get to Christmas and you still ain't put not one post, got one client, made not $1 for your business yet, it does not take an entire year for you to be able to make money on your business. It does not take a year. Yes, you have a big goal of you opening up your own commercial spot. I totally understand that. But you have to start small. What are the small things that you can do right now so you can start generating revenue and building relationships with clients So that way you can have that trust out there. You can already have those client testimonials. So when you do get to the big leagues, because you're not ready for the big leagues right now, but when you do get to the big leagues, this will be like a walk in the park for you. While it will be a new journey for you, the small money that you made that allowed you to get to the big leagues, you'll still be generating revenue through that funnel, right? Because that funnel is going to always make money. And now you are in the big leagues. You going commercial with it. You have to identify your productivity killers. You got to be honest with yourself. You got to be honest with yourself. Did you cut the engine on, which is purchasing the LLC? Did you cut the engine on, which is purchasing the LLC and doing all this stuff? And then you just running the engine. So the car is on, but it ain't going nowhere. Which means you didn't make a post. You are not reaching out to people on LinkedIn about your service and products. You're not booking consultations. You're not offering samples. You're not doing anything to bring anybody into your ecosystem so we can know what you do and what your product and service is. Productivity killers. You got to be open with yourself. I got some boss check-in encouraging words for you. It says, are you doing tasks that move that move money, or just stuff that makes you feel busy? Check in with yourself. Okay, so that's step 5. Step 6, set up accountability triggers. Set up accountability triggers. You can use a whiteboard, phone timer, or a planner. You can schedule your hustle. Don't wing it. And reward yourself for hitting small goals, not the fake celebration of just being busy. Okay, reward yourself of actually hitting those small goals. If you say I want to make $1,000 and you hit $1,000, congratulations. Reward yourself. Take yourself out on a nice brunch or something. Okay. Boss hack. Every week you complete your action plan, post it, share it, and track it. People love to see development. We love to see that. We love to see development. If something really good happens for your business, then post it, share it, track it. Tracking it looks like, okay, we've been able to reach $1,000 in 30 days. So let's try to bump that up to $1,500 in the next 30 days and keep track of your progress. Have a spreadsheet, why don't you? You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what you want to do. That's steps. Step number 7, last but not least, don't pray for $1 million you're not prepared to manage. You don't need permission to start, friend. You don't need a loan to start small. You don't need a degree to be consistent. Real bosses don't wait for funding, they execute with what they have. I'll say it again. Real bosses don't wait for funding, they execute with what they have. Don't be out here asking for $1 million, even $100K, if you have never been able to manage that type of money. And if you ever receive $100,000 in one big whop, right? Think about where you are today and how did you use that money? What was your relationship like with that kind of money? With those 6 figures, all at one. Not the 6 figures that you earn from your 9 to 5. That's different because you're not really seeing it. You're actually not even building a relationship with it because all that money is going towards bills. It's going, and you are funneling it and channeling it in those financial instruments that, you know what I mean, like bills, and then you might be putting some into like a stock or whatever have you, however you have your lifestyle set up. But if you don't have those things set up, and if you actually came across that type of money, you have to think about what was it like when you did have that type of money. Like, what did you do with it? Be real with yourself. Okay? But keep in mind, you don't need a loan for you to start small, okay? You can actually start now with some small savings. Okay? All right, so that was number 7. Okay? We did the 7 steps to getting you to goal setting. All right. This is how you're setting your goals. Um, your success starts with a plan. You need a business plan. All right. I always say this: you need a business plan and a pitch deck so you can screenshot this. Make sure you reach out to me. If you want me to write a business plan and a pitch deck for you, here's my information. This is how you get in contact with me. Okay, friend? That was really good. Any questions? I mean, we got a few minutes, a couple of minutes here at the end of our live stream. Do you all have like any questions for me about what we went over? I asked you guys yesterday. I said, should we do a live stream tomorrow about goal setting? Well, if you are going to set a goal, think about all of the 7 steps that we went over today. A lot of it was definitely mindset. A lot of it was definitely reconstructing the way you think and the way you speak. Yes, because in order for you to set a goal, it definitely starts with how you think. You got to start thinking to yourself, what is the product and service I'm doing? What is the offer? And have the confidence to be able to sell that offer. And like have a goal and make the goal realistic. It really starts there as well. Make the goal realistic. Don't say, oh, I want to make $1 million in 1 year. Well, if you don't come from a lot of money, where you can borrow money from your family's trust or estate planning, or borrow money from, I don't know, your parents or whatever have you, a small $1 million loan like Donald Trump did. If you don't come from that, which majority of us don't, then guess what? You have to set a realistic goal and start small. How much can you make in 30 days? If you want to make $1,500, like I said in the example, then that's $53 a day. You understand? So you could do it. What questions do you guys have for me about what we went over today, or grants or whatever have you? I feel like this was fun. I like these types of live streams where we are getting down to some coaching business. Hmm. Go ahead and type your questions in the chat. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure you like the live stream as you are joining, so that way the YouTube algorithm can push it out. I know we started the live stream a little late today, but I'm actually happy that we're still all here. I feel like this was a conversation we needed to have, because this is how you actually separate the wantrepreneurs from the entrepreneurs for real. And not even just that, because I have understanding that we are not naturally taught this and how to be entrepreneurs in school, that we do come out of school going straight into the workforce. And when you've been working for over 15, 20, 35 years, then it can be a challenge for you to be able to change your mindset, because you have been having to ask for permission for the last 30 something years while you were in the workforce on whether or not you can do this, or if you can do certain things with your time. You have to ask for permission for you to go on a vacation. You have to ask for permission before you submit something or you work with a patient or a client. So when you've been in that type of ecosystem for so long, I totally understand how challenging it can be for you to transition your mindset from employee to entrepreneur. This is why I'm giving you grace. This is what you call coaching. So I'm being very direct in what I'm saying, not aggressive, but being very direct. But it is coaching, and it is something that you all need when you start a business, simply because it gives you clarity and reassurance on what you are doing. If you say, I want to start a business, but I don't know how to, simply because your excuse is, this is what a majority of y'all say, I don't know how to start a business because they didn't teach us that. Well, okay, friend, this is why I offer the affordable consultations, so that way I can teach you what they did not teach you, which is not what you pay your taxes for. They're not going to teach you how to be an entrepreneur. In most cases, you actually are going to come out of pocket and invest out of your pocket into business classes at a university. That's why people get MBAs, masters in business. Okay. People pay for this, and they pay for this education. So if you want to become a business owner, In most cases, you would actually go to college and put yourself through school and you would have to pay for it. So, yes, they're not going to teach you this through public school at all. So, we have to get out of that mindset and we have to get over that. Seriously. And now we have so much good information out here with social media, with ChatGPT, with AI helping us out. We have so many more tools that it's actually it's much easier to start a business and to scale a business now than what it was pre-COVID, especially with AI. And we have to find creative ways that we can put our services and products out there and use the tools and the opportunities and the people that have the skills and achievements and reach out to them and be willing to go into that safe space and say, hey, I don't know what I'm doing, but how can help me out with building a strategy? How can I get there? In my one-on-one consultations, when we speak, a lot of them are about grants, yes, but when I'm talking about my small business coaching consultations, I'm telling you, we have it's so fun and we really do have like a whole clarity session. I give you strategies on different ways that you can actually start making money, but then the ball is still in your court. You still get to like choose which strategy you want to take on and you get to execute on it and see if it works out for you. You got to be willing to invest. You got to be willing to invest your time and sacrifice and audit your time and your excuses. Okay. Cool. All right. So we don't have any questions. No questions about what we went over. It's very straightforward information, very direct. So no questions at all. Okay, let me see. I think this was really good. Usually I get on here every day to check my yeah, it's nothing new. Nothing new. Okay. So I'm gonna let you all go. I'm so happy that we was able to like wrap this up fairly quickly before our usual 1 hour. So it's like a 47 minute live stream. So I like that a lot. Very direct. Boss moves only, friend. Boss moves only. Okay. 7 steps to setting real goals. So make sure you if you are just joining, you can rewatch this live stream tomorrow once it uploads or later tonight. Yeah, later tonight. Um, but yeah, okay. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. I'll see you tomorrow, our usual time tomorrow, friend, which will be 9 a.m. Eastern time for you. So I'll see you tomorrow and we'll just have a whole nother conversation. Let me know in the community post what other conversations you want to have, right? What else should we talk about regarding like small business development and how to build your business? I've been having fun recently in these past couple of days with these conversations we've been having simply because like you guys are actually being interactive and you're asking questions in the live streams in the chat. So I really like that. Okay, so let me know in the community post, um, what we can talk about. Okay, and I'll probably ask the question there so you guys can drop some questions. Okay. All right. Bye bye for now. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Turn on push notifications on my channel. And also don't forget that every Sunday so far, I am dropping new videos under my new business playlist or YouTube series. It's strictly about business building. And this next video that I'm dropping on Sunday is super cool. I think you guys will like it. It's about the 4 things that each business should have all like universally all across the world. No matter where you are, if you want to start a business, you should have these 4 key elements. So I talk about that in my next YouTube video that I am uploading on Sunday. If you are a channel member, then by tonight you should actually have access to it and you can go ahead and watch it. Make sure you comment. All right, share some love. And yeah, all right. So I will see you all tomorrow, same time tomorrow, friend, 9 a.m. Eastern time, and we'll pick up our grant conversation. Okay. Peace and blessings.